Hi, this is Dr. Fast here, and in this video I will be doing a full review of this FOSCAM Outdoor 1080p HD wireless IP camera, and the model number of this camera is the FI9900P. The retail price of this camera at the time of doing this review is $150 with free shipping on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. Let's have a quick look around the box before we unbox this. On the back of the box it lists some of the features of this camera. As I mentioned earlier, this is a HD camera, so the video resolution is 1920 by 1080. It does have an external RCA jack for two-way audio. Also has built-in 30 infrared LED for night vision, and with the night vision you can see up to 65 feet. Also has built-in motion detection, so that if it senses any type of motion, it will alert you and send you notifications. So let's open this up and take a look at the camera inside. Here's the camera. Here we have an Ethernet cable. This is the AC adapter to provide the power to the camera. Mounting screws. Here's the Wi-Fi antenna. The camera also comes with a CD with the software and user manual. Here's the quick installation guide. And here's a tag telling you about the cloud service they offer. This is a remote installation card. On the back there is a barcode with a code number you can use to get assistance on installing one of these cameras. So it's one card per camera. It also comes with a little Allen wrench for you to tighten the adjustment screw that's on the camera. As for the dimension of the camera, the overall length is just under 7 inches, about 6.5. And the width of the camera is 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch. Before we begin the configuration to add this camera to the FOSCAM app, I'm going to quickly go over the parts you see right here. During the unboxing you saw the AC adapter. This is a 12 volt 1 amp AC adapter. Over here this is the Ethernet cable, so if you don't want to use wireless connection you can hardwire the network cable to the camera. This is the antenna for the Wi-Fi of the camera. We have a little Allen wrench to adjust the base on the camera. And of course we have the installation guide where you can scan the app right here, or you can look up the app with this icon right here. Now on the camera itself, let's have a closer look. On the front of the camera we have 30 infrared high power LEDs for night vision. According to the specification, these 30 infrared LED is good for lighting up in the dark up to 20 meters. In the middle this is a CMOS camera. And right below that there is an induction IC, that's what they call it, but really it's just a photocell. So it senses whether it's daylight or nighttime, and it switches on these infrared LED. The lens that's covering the infrared is glass. Now this is an outdoor camera, so the whole body here is all metal. Here's a jack for the antenna for the Wi-Fi. Now at the base of the camera you have this thick cable coming out, and it splits out to multiple cables, as you see right here. What we have here is the Ethernet connection port. So if you want to hardwire the network side, this is the port you want to plug into. This is a reset switch. So if you hold this down for 5 seconds, it will reset the password login to the camera. Over here, this is the power plug that you connect the AC adapter to. These two jacks are audio jacks. The red one here is an audio output. You can connect this out to a speaker, and over here this is an audio input jack, and this is for audio input. Using the Allen wrench tool, I'm going to loosen this screw right here. That will allow you to adjust the base this way. Now the other screw right here, if you loosen this one, that will allow you to rotate the base. Here I have the antenna, and you want to install the antenna at the back of this camera. I have an 8mm wrench right here, so go ahead and snug it up. Now I'm going to power on the camera. Here I have my Android phone, and you need to install the FOSCAM app with this icon right here. So the next thing is to open up the FOSCAM app. Now if this is your first time using this app, it's going to prompt you to set up a username and password, basically an account with FOSCAM. Go ahead and do that. I've already set this up, and right here you're looking at the other camera that I have. To add a new camera, press this plus icon right here. Now it tells you to scan the QR code on the camera. On the bottom of the camera, there's a sticker with the QR code. So I'm going to go ahead and scan that right now. On this next screen, enter the Wi-Fi password. Now the camera is connecting to your home Wi-Fi network. Now if you want to watch the live video from the camera, press the play icon right here on the camera. For the first time use, you will need to set up a username and password. After setting up the username and password, you start seeing the live video from the camera. And I'll wave my hand in front of the camera so you know it's live. At the bottom of the app, there are a couple of icons here. If you press on the speaker icon right here, it has an option to turn on the audio, to listen on the audio, but this outdoor camera does not come with a built-in mic. So that's when you might want to look into adding a microphone to plug into the audio input to the camera, but on its own it does not have audio. The next one over here is a camera icon. Press on that. That will take a picture and store it onto your local device. In this case, it's my Android smartphone, so the picture is now saved onto my phone. Here is the video camera icon. You press on that, and then it'll begin recording the video clip. So whatever motion it sees or anything that's happening in front of the camera, it'll record it onto a video clip and saved locally onto your smartphone. The next one over here is the zoom in, zoom out. Now you can press on it to zoom in. Zoom out. This round dial here is for pan and tilt. This camera does not have pan and tilt feature, so you will not be using that. Next one here is the daytime and nighttime mode. Here for the night vision mode, I'm going to leave it in auto, so it'll switch between daytime and nighttime viewing automatically. Or you can select the schedule to set a preset time to enable and disable the night vision. The next icon here, if you press on that, it gives you two options: rotate horizontally or rotate vertically. Now where you might use this is if you were to install this camera upside down. Then by enabling the mode, you can see the image right side up. HD, this will allow you to select the image quality. At the top here, there is a settings button. Press on that. And here you can select different options to set: connection, basic information. Camera time will allow you to synchronize the smartphone time to the camera's time. Here we have wireless LAN, so you can see what wireless connection you have. Alert, if you want to, you can select enable the motion detection. Let me turn this on. Here we have the schedule, so if you want to schedule a time of when to detect motion, you can do that. The sensitivity will allow you to set lowest, lower, low, medium, and high. The recording, here you can save the video clips or the still image to an FTP site. Now here this SD card is grayed out because the camera does not have a micro SD slot to save your image onto the micro SD. The last option here, trigger interval. If you open that up, that'll give you a selection of different time interval. So this setting is for the delay in the detection between the first motion that's detected and the second one. Right now by default this is 10 seconds. So after the first motion is detected, it'll wait 10 seconds to detect the next one. Back on the settings screen, OSD settings, if you select that, you can display the camera time and camera name when you're looking at the video. The last couple options here, we have HDR, if you want to enable this for high dynamic range, schedule the night vision, the camera account, and the last one here is delete camera, if you want to delete this camera off the accounts. Back on the My Camera page, right above this picture right here, you see an icon for a picture. If you press that, there are two tabs here. Over here on the left, this is the still image picture you took. If you select this picture, then this is the picture we took earlier, and again saved onto your mobile phone. Go back. If you select the other page, which is the video recording, you select this one, then it'll play the video clip that was recorded earlier. This is also saved on your phone itself. Now at this point, the configuration of the camera is complete. Now there is a built-in web server in this camera. You can use a PC and a browser to log directly into this camera and do additional configuration settings. Also, the camera has a built-in DDNS service so that you can set up port forwarding and access this camera outside of your local network at home. Now, in my last FOSCAM C2 camera review, I went into details of how to access the web server and also set up the DDNS and port forwarding. The procedure to set that up on this camera is going to be exactly the same. What you do want to do is refer to the IP camera user manual that came with a CD. And that manual has very good instructions on showing you how to set all that up. Now, I will put a link to that other review video in the description, so if you do want to check that out, you can definitely do that. Right now I'm getting this ready so I can install this outside of my house. Now, if you look at the current setup, it does not allow the camera to swing to the left or right. What you need to do is loosen the set screw at the bottom here. After you do that, now you can spin this around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this in this direction so that when I mount the base onto the wall like this, now the camera can swing in this direction. So after tightening all the screws, here's the final configuration. It's a wet and cloudy day today, but the rain stopped for a moment, so I was able to install the camera right in this corner. Here's a closer look of the camera, how I mounted it. And basically it's just held in with 2 Phillips screws that came with the camera. I'll be running the power wire up underneath the eave and into the house. Now I'll show you how to access the web server that's built into the camera. If you open up the CD that came with the camera, there's a folder called IP Camera Search Tool. Inside that folder, there's a program called ipcamera.exe right here. Open this program, you'll get this window for the IP camera tool, and it will automatically find and locate any FOSCAM cameras that's on your local area network. Here I've opened up Internet Explorer. Now, if it's your first time using Internet Explorer to view the live video, it will prompt you to install a plugin. In the URL address bar, you need to type in http:// the IP address you found earlier, :88, and log in. After the login, you'll get this view with 2 tabs. This one we're looking at is a live video, and right now it's nighttime outside, so you're looking at the nighttime view with the infrared LED turned on. That's why the picture is black and white. In the top left-hand corner of this page, there are several selections you can make. One of them is the multi-camera view. So if I select the multi-camera view, I can get this or this, and I will show you how to add another camera to this view later on in the video. Now below that you have the zoom in, zoom out, so you can select to zoom in on the video, zoom out. Infrared LED lights, you select that. You can select auto, manual, or schedule. Color adjustment, if you want to change the color of the picture, you can make the changes here. Now let's go to the settings page. Here you can do a lot of configuration changes to the camera. So right now we're looking at the basic settings section here, and the first one here is camera name. You can change it to whatever camera name you want. Next one is camera time. Here you can synchronize the time with your PC. The next one is multi-camera. To add an additional camera to the multi-camera view, what you need to do is select the second camera line here. Up top you'll see there are 2 cameras listed. The system will automatically detect all the FOSCAM cameras on your network. So now we'll go ahead and select the second camera we want to add, and it will automatically populate this section here. The only thing you need to fill in is the username and password. With the second camera added, now let's go back to the live video, and here you see both cameras showing now. Back on the settings page, we also have the network section. Here you can change the IP address, but right now it's set to obtain IP from DHCP. Below that you have wireless settings. Here it'll show you what wireless settings is set up in the camera. Next is the DDNS, Dynamic Domain Name Service. If you want to access your camera outside of your local area network, you will need to enable this and then also set up port forwarding on your router to allow you to access the camera on the internet. Also, if you want, you can watch my C2 camera review, which I cover a little bit more details of the DDNS. Below that's port. It tells you what port it uses by default. The HTTP port is 88. HTTPS port is 443. The next one is mail settings. Here you can set up your SMTP server, so when the camera detects any motion, it can send an email to your email accounts. Below that is FTP settings. Here you can enter the address of your FTP server, so any video clips or video recordings will be saved on your FTP server. Now I'm going to skip to the detector section, and if you select the motion detection, here you can turn on and turn off the motion detection. Right now by default it's enabled. There's also a set detection area button here. Here you can set up 3 different detection zones. So whenever it detects motion in that specific zone, it will send out a notification. And to set that up is very easy. Just put your mouse over the screen, and let's say if I want to put a box right at the driveway here, so whenever it detects motion in that box, then it will send me a notification. Next is the record section, and if you select the storage location, here right now recording location is none. If you select the drop down, you'll see that you can enable it for FTP, so that it will save the video clips to the FTP server. The last one at the bottom is system. Here if you select the backup and restore, you can back up the current settings of the camera, and you can also restore it later on. Here I want to show you the daytime view, and as you can see it's raining outside, so it's not super bright, but the picture is very clear. So overall I think this outdoor camera is a very good camera. The HD picture definitely is way better than some of the other cameras out on the market that has less resolution. The initial setup of the camera is very straightforward, and if you want to watch a live video, you can use the app that I showed you earlier in the video, or you can connect directly to the web server of this camera. Here I want to show you a comparison between the FOSCAM camera on the left, which gives you a 1080p picture. The one on the right is a Motorola IP camera. Also, the lens they put on the FOSCAM camera is a very wide angle. So as you can see, the view is very wide, so it makes it a very good surveillance camera. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you're interested in buying this camera, I will provide the Amazon link in my description below. And don't forget to click on thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.